Hi, today I'm going to show you some of the things that I've been making recently, and I have a few sewing plans and fabrics to show you as well. So first off, I'm going to start with what I'm wearing, which is, let me just grab for the pattern, Vogue 9146, which I made view A. I shortened the bodice and I didn't realise that the shortened lines are actually in this waistband here, so I shortened it about here, and it shows on the pattern knee length, which is the length that I've got, but I really wanted to make it longer, but I realised this after I started cutting out, and I don't think I probably had enough fabric anyway because it's a half circle skirt, so it uses quite a lot of fabric instantly. It's stretched out because I used a viscose, which I think is a rayon in the States. I think that's the similar fabric. So the more you handle it, the more it will go all over the place. I got it to line up at the centre back when I put the zip in, and then the waistband was out by a good like ½ an inch on either side. So I had to sort of stretch the fabric out a bit to manipulate it so it was even at the waistband and even at the top. But overall, it's not as straight as what I would like, and as a result the hem was a bit wonky and like a good 2 inches longer in some places than others. But my last video, which I'll put in the cards above, shows how I achieved a straight hem as I used a short hem marker, and there's a demo over on that video showing how I used it and how I managed to get the end result. I ordered some satin bias binding, which I just got off eBay, and I used that in the hemming process so I didn't lose too much because I didn't have enough fabric to fold and then fold again. So I machined the bias on, then ran out halfway through because I hadn't ordered enough, so I ordered a second lot, finished that off, and then ironed it out, and then machine hemmed it, which is some of you will be horrified at, because I know that if you're using that kind of hem, you probably want to blind stitch that, you want to slip stitch that by hand. I couldn't be bothered, but I'm quite happy with it. I did stand and film it just a little bit there, and a big gust of wind came up and the whole skirt part just came up into my face, so it's making me a little bit nervous about wearing it if there's any kind of wind. The other thing that I feel a bit odd about is the fact that it's really low, and I have put a couple of stitches in here and I don't know if that's going to be strong enough. It really needs like a popper or something, and I'm just not happy with it. I mean, I prefer it if it was a bit higher up because I'm just not used to wearing anything this low up, so it's just something to bear in mind if you make that. So that was Vogue 915. The other thing that I did, I was gonna put this on, but it's so tight. It is, oh, let me show you the pattern. It is Tilly and the Buttons, and it is the Bettine dress. Now I made the plain version, which doesn't have the pocket. It's not focusing very well. It doesn't have the pockets in, and I didn't add the turn up sleeves to it because I thought that I would just do the easy version. So it has an elasticated middle, and I turned the casing upwards because there have been reports of this just being a bit funny in the way that it falls, and a lot of people have said that the skirt part is not very flattering because it kind of balloons out a bit like a tulip sort of skirt, and it is so tight. There's no stretch. I forgot that because I have made this style of dress in a jersey, and that's what I've been wearing at work, but of course I forget that this crepe, there's no stretch on that at all, so it's not the best, but I'm going to probably dislocate it now. I'm trying to get in and out of this today. The item behind me, which is probably a bit out of focus, is, oh, I was going to read it, and the packet's upside, the thing's upside down on the back. New look 6598, and it was, get out of the way, this version here. I had some small gingham fabric, which is a poly cotton. It feels a bit like seersucker fabric, I think, so it's like sort of crinkly effect to it. I got the end of the roll, so I think it was maybe just over a metre, and it cost me something like £3, so it was quite cheap. So I'm treating it as a wearable toil. But let me bring it over. I feel that this is too high up. It looks quite frumpy. And these bits here, they're just really wide. So I think what it needs to be is, it needs to be dropped by an inch at the front. And I think it needs to be like wide, open out wider and reduce this. I've unpicked the dart on this side and I've pinched more out on this side, which I think gives a bit more shaping. So whether I can salvage it, I'm not too sure, but that is a current work in progress. I only started on that last night. The other thing that I have made is the duster coat for my husband's cosplay, which he was dressed up as for the latest Comic Con down in London. And that was a Star Wars snowtrooper, which he must have been absolutely boiling because it was made out of fleece and he had like armour, plastic armour on and a full hood. So I'll put a photo in so you can see what he looks like. And I made the initial coat and lined it, and he then dyed it using tea bags and a bit of spray paint, and he had to like make it look dirty so it wasn't all like pristine clean. I also need to make him a spare one which is identical to that one, so I do have extra fleece to do that. One final disaster. This, I just remembered, this is Burda 6326. And I tried to make this version. I don't know if you can see it better of the line drawing. So this one here, it's ended up in the bin for the recycling. Now, it did go together relatively easy, but where the collar is, and it kind of goes in and then down, it wasn't clear how I put that on as a facing. So when I tried to do it, it was massive. So I thought that can't be right. Then bits like folded under, and then the collar was sticking up, which is not supposed to stick up. It's supposed to lie flat. And I unpicked it and I pinned it and unpinned it, pinned it again, and in the end I thought the style looked a bit old-fashioned because I hadn't really noticed, because it was a floral print on the envelope. I hadn't really seen what it would look like. I mean, there is the line drawing. Once I started to make it up, I thought that looks quite sort of outdated and not that great. So that did go. I did think, should I try and work out if I can work it out to make it better, but forget it, that's gone. Now I do have something else to make, which is a shirt top thingy. Some recent patterns, which is New Look 6197. I thought maybe I could try this one. So this is like a his and hers. I did say to my husband, did he want to have his and hers matching shirt? I don't know if he does or not, probably not. So I thought I'd try this as the New Look one. So the New Look one behind me, it seems to be a bit of a disaster, and the Burda one wasn't great. Now the fabric I have is, look at this, navy. It's a cotton fabric. I think it was advertised as cotton lawn, but it's actually quite stiff. It lends itself to a shirt, and I thought that it would be nice and cool being cotton to wear in the summer. Now I did buy this fabric with a gift voucher that I won in a sewing competition last year from Sew Loco, but that has been sitting around for ages, so I really want to get cracking with that. So they are all my plans and things for now, and I have got some more patterns that I've got on a recent sale bin, should I say, so I will show you that coming up in my next video.